Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Toastmasters and guests. There is a very famous quote, which is repeatedly we have heard right from our childhood. Opportunity does not knock your door twice. Grab it when you get it. How many believe in this quote? Pretty much everybody. Opportunity does not knock your door twice. But one day, when I look back and introspected the life I've been through so far, I began to believe that it may not be so true. Why? Listen to my story. When I was in primary school, I used to be topper in the class. Indeed, I was one of the best students in the school. When I moved into my secondary classes, that charm of being the best in the school faded away. I no longer found the importance of being called the topper in the class. I had other priorities in my life, which made me feel that education system is actually indeed interfering in my interests. And my interest lied in hanging around with friends in a nearby mall, playing video games, reading books which has absolutely nothing to do with my curriculum, playing games in the ground. That's where my interest lies. However, I kept myself afloat with education, though I'm no longer in the sprint to become a topper. 12th standard came and I passed, just passed. There's nothing more to add credit to it. I was in a counseling session with the principal of the college who was looking through my mark and said that distinctly your mathematics is good, thanks to my father, who was an extremely good mathematician. He could actually calculate a series of numbers just by the time somebody puts them in the calculator. He said, for your marks in mathematics, I think you would do well if you do a BSc in mathematics or computer science. I thought mathematics would be so easy. I can do a BSc in mathematics. But then he said, but still I would recommend computer science looking into the future. This was the year around the year 2000, June 2000. So I said, fine, computer science should be good. 2 years passed and still I could not get connected to the subject that I'm learning. How am I going to survive with just sitting in front of a simple machine and typing numbers and typing programs? It just does not hook me. It just does not interested me. However, everybody have a moment that will change your life. I had my moment. It was the end of the second year and lab sessions were going on and exam papers were speculated. It was very clearly instructed that certain programs from, how many of you know operations research? Studied operations research? Yeah, many of you know here what's operations research. A particular problem from operations research will not be there in the exam because of its complexity and nobody will be able to solve them within the 3 hours of time period. However, one such question paper were part of it for 25% of those papers. And these were circulated all around. And then the announcement comes. All of you, at least 20 of you who have got this question paper, you can return it back and take another question paper and you can proceed. He received 19. The professor in the class received 19, but one was missing. And he was asking, who is the one person who still have not written the paper? It was me. I said, I'm going to take the risk and try to solve this in the semester exam. And then the question was asked, you're taking a risk, it's a do or die. There will no intermediate evaluation. I took the chance. For the first 1 whole hour, I could not type anything on the monitor, but it was just pen and paper solving the problem manually. In the beginning of the second hour, I started putting into the code and I walked out as the first person in the class to have submitted the lab, scoring 100% and walked out. That day was my first trigger towards my interest towards computer science. I discovered something in me, which is I discovered that I like solving problems, not something which everybody do day to day. Then came the entrance examination for my master's. And in the state, I cracked topper and I was not among the topper. And I was able to get into the top institute in Tamil Nadu. I did my master's degree there. And while doing master's degree, there is a different dimension of discovery I made about myself, which is solving problems. Now I have got quite bored of writing codes and codes, thousands and lines of code. I discovered that I am able to decipher other people's code way more better than writing code myself. One day, a bunch of my friends were looking into some issues which they couldn't solve for days. I took a look at it, and within a matter of hours, I was able to crack the code. That day, I discovered my strength is solving problems. After my graduation, I was, as usual, I got a job into an MNC. Everybody was running toward becoming a super duper developer. So do I. But I realized that that is not my strength. My strength is solving problems. So I started looking out for opportunities where I can take up things which other people cannot. Luckily, I was able to spot one and I grabbed that opportunity. In my career, I had another breakthrough. 2 days before a major rollout and deployment of a government project, there was a major outage which could not be solved. And that opportunity was given to me to go and have a look at it. I stayed there for 8 full hours, which also included overlap with the nighttime. I was able to put a small piece of code in place and identify the root cause of the issue, and the issue was cracked, and the issue was solved. Ever since then, I've been very well known as a master problem solver, and I've been certified by an open group as a master technical specialist as well. Toastmasters and guests. Now, think back again. Do we still think that opportunity only knocks your door twice? Perhaps yes, many years ago. But today, with the exposure that we have, with the information that we have in our hands, I think the opportunities are knocking our house on all four sides of the walls, including the windows. What matters here is whether are we listening to it and are we responding to it. I am listening to it. How about you, Toastmasters and guests? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.